Welcome to the 23rd Annual Fatal Knockout Tournament, brought to you by the official Fatal Knockout board game. Step into the ring and unleash your inner fighter with Fatal Knockout, available now on Kickstarter. Well, folks, what we have for you today is a quarterfinal matchup between the lightning-fast, seasoned veteran, and finalist of last year's tournament, Rushdown, and the first fully augmented newcomer, Stance, with Stance being the first fighter to take advantage of the abolished 50% rule, present since the inaugural tournament. It's going to be interesting to see which fighter comes out on top in this one. With both fighters ready, it's down to the announcer bot to call for that bell.
3, 2, 1.
Well, that's it, folks. After a quick dispatching of the stats, Rushdown advances to the semi-final, where they will face a new challenger.
So Fatal Knockout is a two-player tabletop fighting game. And my aim as a designer from the beginning was to try and recreate the experience of playing games like what you see around me. Everything from the mechanics to the visuals to how the game actually plays in terms of pacing and turn by turn was all in an effort to try and make it feel like you were playing a 2D arcade fighter.
My personal favourite mechanic in FKO is the way the cards are hidden in the planning phase. Only the first card is what's revealed and the rest are hidden. So this would allow for a lot more mind games. It's really fun to do. For example, if an enemy has their turn and it's they play just a single, very high initiative, powerful card, you have to either escape or respond. And it's not up to you to choose that because it's their turn. And I think that back and forth between the turns is really fun and it makes it, really kind of true to fighting games.
My favourite character is a expansion fighter. So there is a fighter called the Kinetic currently. The name will probably change. But what he does is he is like a souped-up rushdown fighter in that he runs across the stage back and forth constantly, building up energy, and then he just releases it in bursts. So you might even spend the game not doing too much damage for like maybe half the game, but all of a sudden you can do this insane amount of damage. He's an opportunist. He's for players who like to build towards something, and overall he's just really fun.
My personal inspiration for FKO is successful fighting games, video games, that have gone for a more accessible route but been good with how they implement it. Games like Dragon Ball FighterZ and recently Guilty Gear Strive.
Well, I've always been very interested in bold and outlandish character designs and like super exaggerated stuff like that, and FKO has been quite good for that since fighting games traditionally have a lot of very like outlandish characters. I think out of the entire cast, my favourite design will probably be the Zona visually, because I quite enjoy her like puffy jacket, the little details like the little smiley face on her trainers, and Y2K fashion sensibility started bleeding into the rest of the characters and the design of the game overall.
I'm really excited for what people have to say when they get their game. I'm excited to see if this becomes a very competitive game. We're going to be running a Fatal Knockout tournament on day 1 and day 2 of the Kickstarter, so if you're here day 1 then it's probably live and you can go check it out. But I'm just excited to see what people think, who their favourite fighters are, and I'm also excited to see what people's reactions are to the new fighters which we're going to be announcing during the Kickstarter.